Okay, it is 6:37, and we are officially starting the Human Rights and Human Relations Commission meeting. Today is Monday, March 27th, 2023. And I will begin with call to order. Take attendance. Victoria Sawicki.
Present.
Thank you. Riza Yazdi sent me an email.
Good.
So it's an excused absence. Jeff Ritterman.
Here.
Jason Woody.
Here.
I haven't heard from Megan Sanchez. Najari Smith.
Here.
Thank you. Ms. Watson said she would be coming. Ellen Seskin.
Yep,
And I apologize for the typo earlier.
that's okay. It's fixed.
Glad you made me aware of it. Okay, I'm turning it over to the president.
Okay, agenda review. You've all seen a copy sent to you, and the meeting procedures have already been gone over. Open forum, there's nobody here. Correspondence, is there any correspondence?
No, I have not received any correspondence.
Because we did send a letter to the city clerk, right, and they didn't respond?
Not yet?
Okay. We did send a letter asking for a hybrid so that Megan could participate.
I remember.
And so we haven't heard yet. Okay. Approval of minutes, since it was recorded, we don't need to do that. Councilman Willis is not here. Commissioner reports, so we'll go around. Does anybody have anything they'd like to share regarding human rights?
Well, I guess probably everybody already knows, but Danville is trying to get a lot of books banned in the schools for the kids because they deal with gay issues and are calling it pornographic or something, which is kind of disturbing. And then, of course, now I forgot his name, one of the assemblymen from Southern California is also trying to get a bill passed that parents have to approve whatever information kids learn in schools, but that's not going to pass in California. But it's still distressing that they're still trying to keep people from knowing things that they don't want people to know about, basically.
Any comments from anybody? You know, if you feel like contacting either the Human Rights Commission or the school district, and you know, we would perhaps like to send a letter of support, but maybe we could have more details, and if you want, I can help you write a letter if you want, or if you want to write your own letter, and just let me know the Wednesday before the next meeting, and we can give a letter of support saying,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's important to make connections. Not only, we're having a hard time within our own city, but I really hope we can reach out and support, because we're all in this together, and what happens over there may affect us here. So, any other comments?
I guess I will. There was, I went to this great event. It was a listening session. It was hosted by this organization called Be Imaginative. And it was here in Richmond. Mostly people from, people living in Richmond, from Richmond. And they used art like sound healing and performance as a way of addressing trauma. Folks got in a circle and they just shared their story, and it was just it was really nice.
Oh, it sounds good.
The organization is Be Imaginative, so I look forward to seeing more of what they do.
If you want to invite them, feel free to possibly invite them to give us a presentation. That would be great.
Be happy to.
Okay, that's good. Anybody else? Thank you for Jason.
Good news.
Yeah.
Oh, that's majority.
Yeah, I'm Najari.
Oh. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I missed two. Never mind. I don't think it's on the card. Okay.
You dress you
I'm the shorter guy with
with
the.
the hat and everything?
I know, you know. I love the hat. It's one of my favorites. But no, just to respond to what Ella mentioned, I know there have been similar, I guess, problems across the country with censorship in schools, and I hope we don't see. I didn't expect to see something like that in California.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really hope we don't see anything like that in Richmond, but I think it's a disturbing trend that's happening, and I don't really. I mean, I know where it comes from, and it's not from a good place. It's not from a place of love or wanting to understand, and I think the censorship for children, especially, is dangerous when it comes to education because. You know, there are things we don't want to leave out. We want to acknowledge mistakes that have been made in the past. That way we don't repeat them in the future. So I really, like I said, I hope we don't see anything like that here. I don't know how we can prevent that. It's disturbing to say the least, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, could we do anything like I don't know, like even simple like billboard or something about the importance of learning, the importance of being exposed to information. Do we have like the power to do these kind of things?
We could do a project like that if you want to make a proposal, like what you would, if you want to have some of us on or some of your friends, it doesn't matter. I just think that's a great idea. And it would be great for us to have something concrete that we could say, we put that billboard up there. We'd have to figure out how to do that. I can tell you that in Europe, in Italy, France, Germany, they have big billboards that talk about the international rights, the rights of the child, for example. So you have it like children playing, and then this is your right to play, or the right to have food to eat. And it's to educate the public.
Right.
So,
cool.
yeah, it's really cool, and it's a great idea, Jason.
I mean, I just feel like we should do something to influence the culture.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the best thing we could do to prevent this kind of thing.
Yeah. What you said is so true. You didn't think it was going to happen in California, and it is. And it's a very salient point you made. It's scary. Okay. Anybody else?
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Okay, I have
I
two.
mean, this whole idea of keeping children from learning the real history of
Oh, God.
our country.
Because it might make them feel bad.
It's really, really terrible, and
Yeah.
let's just face up to the mistakes.
Excellent. Yeah. Everybody, okay, I have two things. When I'm on my Facebook page, a lot of things come in and like, do you want to register for this? I register for everything, and most of the time I forget about it. But on Sunday, I had registered for something, and they gave me 3 reminders. Like that in itself is kind of unusual. Usually maybe 1 reminder, but 3 on the same day. And it started at an odd time, 11:45, which I thought, 11 or 12 or 11:45. And it happened to be coming from Israel. And it was called A Face, a Memory, a Day. And it was specifically geared for teachers, for teaching ideas in school. And so I thought, even though I'm not a teacher, I have taught, but I'm feeling like we're going to go into the schools, and I think it's very important. I thought it was something I could learn. It was an hour class. It was one of the best classes I've ever had in my entire life. They had used animation, and I love animation. And so they had these, it's about, they show a face, and it's an animated face, and they tell a story. These animations are like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, very short. Each animation was incredibly creative, just beyond. I was like, I'm still on a high from yesterday. But above and beyond that, it was the teacher who, the way he presented the material in 1 hour, 3 movies. Each time we watched the movie, we had a question. He said, let me repeat the question. So I'm thinking when we talk to the kids, let me repeat the question. But I want to get the lesson plans, because they're actually going to offer it to me. So what it was, the first one was he wanted us to look at this animation and tell us if, from an artistic point of view, what struck you, what reinforced what they were trying to say. I mean, so it was like we had to analyze just like that. And it really got your creative juices, and you really had to start thinking. It was. Is
it on a website or something, or?
You know what happened? So at the very end, I was supposed to respond. And I went to hit the thing, and then totally things popped up that I didn't know what to do. So I said, I'm afraid of this page. But I'm going to send a message to them, and I'm going to give them my feedback. And I said, I'm going to tell them that I'm on the Human Rights Commission, and we're going to go into the schools. And I'm thinking that maybe what you all should see it, especially those teaching the class, because if we go with the 10th graders first, we could have the 10th graders help us teach the 3rd graders. But it's like really dealing with difficult, like people dying, COVID, pain. They don't shy away, but how do you deal with it? And what questions came up from the kids? I felt every child on the planet should have this class. Every child on the entire, but it was just the way that the sensitivity, the caring, the creativity, the support, the teach. Oh my God, it was just amazing. So
where was this at?
It was in Israel, and it was a live Zoom. I was on with only 21 people, and there was some Hebrew that I don't know Hebrew, so but everything was translated. I will try to get the website, y'all, but I want the material. If any of you are thinking about teaching, what I liked is they peeled away, like, how does this make you feel? And then it's okay to feel grief and pain and cry. It was just a very, I've never experienced anything like this.
How did you stumble upon it?
I just pressed register. I liked it was there was like cartoony type things, and I like animation. So I said, this is interesting. And then just the title, A Face, a Memory, a Day, and how important history is. That was the point, why we need to remember. And oh boy, it was just, I'm still high, and I'm still talking about it to everybody because it was so, it was inspiring, it was breathtaking, it was, some of them were, the second one was sad, and the teacher said, well, how does it make you feel? How does it make you feel? Well, I wrote down, this makes me feel sad, and I shared the sadness. It was about a little boy who lost his sister, and his sister was his protectorate, but just the animation, she grew wings, and they were flying, but then he fell into the water, and she went down into the water. This is all animated. And she captures him, and she brings him up, and then he's by himself again. But it's like a lot of people in this country more recently have gone through a lot of pain and suffering because of COVID. A lot of people in their lives, parents died, sisters died, grandparents died. And but the importance of remembering and having a collective memory. And anyway, so that's why I think when we talk about history, our own history, whether it's the Native Americans, I was just telling somebody, we've had 200 treaties that we signed with the Native Americans we've broken, we've never honored. And and then what happened with slavery, and we've got to come to grips. That's my feeling. And the other thing is, this month is Women's History Month, so I have a little bit to comments. Oh, don't tell me I forgot. Hang on. Okay. In 1850, the women's movement gets organized. In 1893, states began to grant women the right to vote. In 1903, there was a union formed for working women. And of course, in 1920, the 19th Amendment was passed, which gave women the right to vote. And in 1963 was the Equal Pay Act. And the national theme for Women History Month this 2023 is celebrating women who tell our stories. So again, it's about storytelling. And I have something here that I wanted to share, if I can. Okay. After a 72-year-long battle, the 19th Amendment finally passed. So 72 years women were fighting for the right to vote, after 72, okay? What do we celebrate during Women's History Month? We celebrate the countless women who have fought tirelessly and courageously for equality, justice, and the opportunity in our nation. We also reaffirm our commitment to advancing rights and opportunities for women and girls in the United States and around the world. Okay. Okay, so Sojourner Truth's speech, she made in originally, this was published, what I'm going to read was published on June 21st, 1851, in the Anti-Slavery Bugle. Okay, it's kind of long. It's not too long.
Yeah, but they're, my grandchildren, it's being taught to them.
Say it again, the last part?
Her speech is being taught to my granddaughters.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, maybe I'll just read some of it. Think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness. These are quotes, I'm sorry. These are just quotes first, then I'll get to the speech. That's Oprah Winfrey. Amelia Earhart said, women must try to do things as men have tried. When they fail, their failure must be a challenge to others. Barack Obama, empowering women isn't just the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do. And Mahatma Gandhi, woman is the companion of men, gifted with equal mental capacity. Okay, now here goes the oldest account of Truth's speech that provides more than a passing mention of what was published by Marius Robinson on June 21st, 1851, in the Salem Anti-Slavery Bugle, a few weeks after the speech was given. This version was not the first published account of the Akron speech, but rather the first attempt to convey what Sojourner Truth said in full. May I say a few words? I want to say a few words about this matter. I am a woman's rights. I have as much muscle as any man and can do as much work as any man. I have plowed and reaped and husked and chopped and mowed. And can any man do more than that? I have heard much about the sexes being equal. I can carry as much as any man and can eat as much too, if I choose to, if I can get it. I am as strong as any man that is now. As for intellect, all I can say is, if woman had a pint and man a quart, why can't she have her little pint full? You need not be afraid to give our rights for fear we will take too much, for we can't take more than our pint'll hold. The poor man seemed to be all in confusion and don't know what to do. Why, children, if you have women's rights, give it to her, and you will feel better. And you will have your own rights, and they won't be so much trouble. I can't read, but I can hear. I have heard the Bible and have learned that Eve caused man to sin. Well, if a woman upset the world, do give her a chance to set it right again. The lady has spoken about Jesus, how he never spurned women from him, and she was right. When Lazarus died, Mary and Martha came to him with faith and love and besought him to raise their brother. And Jesus wept, and Lazarus came forth. And how came Jesus into the world? Through God who created him and woman who bore him. Man, where is your part? But the women are coming up, blessed be God, and a few of the men are coming up with them. That was kind of close to what she said. It's been changed. The one that I think is popular in the schools is not really, this is more to what she said. And this was written by Marius Robinson a few weeks after she gave the speech. And so I think that's it for Women's History Month that I have, yeah. So, okay, we'll go to the next item. Staff reports. Do you have a staff report, Charisse?
I just want to report back to the commission. I believe the chairperson mentioned that we composed a letter and sent a letter to the city manager and copied the mayor regarding the HRC's request to have hybrid meetings. We have not received a reply back yet. I did forward the group on Friday some information on the Brown Act, some new legislation that we received.
It seems like everything's going against that. I'm on a board for the air board, you know, and we had our first in-person meeting, and nobody could do it on computer. You know, it was totally just one way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think that's being how it's coming down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel bad because Megan, I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, we may be going to lose Megan over there, right?
Yeah.
That seems like, yeah, it's just something seems really wrong about not having the option to join these meetings remotely.
Well, yeah, although I should say, pointing out, one of the people from the committee that I'm on, it's a advisory commission for the air board, he was on video because he had COVID. So they will make exceptions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think we should ask for a response?
I definitely think that there should be an exception made.
Yeah, and ask, say we think there should be an exception in our case, because, yeah.
I think if you have COVID, you probably shouldn't even be on the video call.
Yeah, I mean, that was, totally understood, but what if somebody's a valuable member and they're too far away?
Yeah.
You know,
That as well.
can we ask that too?
Yeah. So how about, I'll compose a letter. How can we do this? So do we?
Let me ask the staff if the city manager is planning to
Respond.
provide a response and get back to you.
I did talk to Eduardo, and I think I talked to somebody from the staff besides you, and they said they are emphatic. They're not going to make any exceptions. But what about if I wrote a simple, like one paragraph, 3 or 4 sentences that saying we'd like an exemption in our case for HRHRC because we have a valuable, vital member on our commission. We would like her to participate virtually, and and see what they say. And I'll entertain a motion to that effect so that we can do it officially. So could somebody make a motion?
I move that we demand, ask the city council to make an exception when we have a valuable member that can't be here in person, that we'd be able to do it
Okay.
hybrid.
Okay, is there a second?
Sure.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Or
Jason will second it.
third.
Okay, let's take a vote. You want to call the vote?
I forgot I was at a meeting once when I was up in Oregon, and I just got my computer out and got on.
Yeah.
Okay. Victoria Sawicki,
Yes.
Jeff Ritterman,
Yes?
Jason Woody,
Yes.
Najari Smith,
There's like if I want to make an amendment to something, how should that?
Just say you'd like to make an amendment, preferably before the start of the vote, but go ahead, because
Okay.
I'll entertain an amendment.
All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and vote in favor.
In favor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ellen Seskins. Yes. You made the motion.
Okay. Okay, that's it. Okay, great. So I'll write it and I'll send it to you and then type it up and I'll sign it. Okay, okay, next item is, has everybody got their cards?
I haven't released the card yet.
Okay, okay. Have you got everyone's name
Yes,
and stuff?
and I brought.
Excellent.
If you guys could look at
Oh,
how
perfect.
your
This is
information is
perfect.
presented and
You
just
get
put a check
business
mark
cards.
by it.
You get business cards.
Oh,
And if it's not correct,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
write in. Because I don't have telephone numbers and I don't.
I gave you
Yes.
my info, right?
Yes, yes. I didn't know if you wanted telephone numbers on your card, so.
It's up to them. If they want,
Yeah.
if they want their phone number, they can put their phone number, yeah.
And just so you know, this list has been shared with it was requested by the mayor's office.
Okay, good.
And so this is the exact list that I gave them.
Okay,
So it doesn't have any telephone numbers, it just has your name and your email address.
okay.
When the administration changed over, they asked
Yeah,
for it,
yeah,
they
yeah.
requested it.
Yeah, and also they, my term was up, and my term is up this month, and I asked for an extension, so I had to fill out the form and everything, and then I got a call from Mayor Eduardo, and he wanted to interview me.
Nice.
And this is the first time, I've
Did
never,
they
you know,
know?
they never used to do that, but I think it's a great idea. Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Well, it also gives him a chance to get to know you,
Yeah,
if he doesn't already know you. I don't
yeah,
know if he
yeah,
knows you.
yeah. Not that, we know sort of each other, but not really.
It gives you an opportunity to get to know him.
Yeah, yeah. And, yeah, when I get to Rights of the Child, I have something to say about that, but, okay. Okay, I have discussion on projects and future plans. So, I've talked to, I think, Najari, a few people about, actually everybody here, about next month I plan to invite Carol Newberg, and she teaches she's teaching with the inmates in San Quentin, and the work is phenomenal. You guys are it's phenomenal artwork, and she has a video presentation, and she also, I asked her to bring one of her inmates, because one of the guys that formerly incarcerated inmates, he was in our class, and they did a presentation together, and he is amazing human being, and I hope that he comes, but she might bring somebody else. So that's coming next month. So hopefully you all can, be here to see that. It's going to be really good. And thank you, Cherise. And then. So does anybody have any ideas? Jason, you had an idea of possibly doing a billboard. And I like that idea.
It's funny you should mention the art program. I just saw on, I think it was Jon Stewart, he did an interview with Gavin Newsom at San Quentin, and the governor was talking about some of the programs that they've got going on to, I guess, work towards rehabilitation. I hear there's supposed to be closing it soon, or at least changing the programming that goes on there.
That's true.
So yeah, I would love to hear more about that, and I hope she'll be able to tell us a little bit.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. They're shutting. I don't know if it's lack of funds or whatever, but it's not as, because I think we were going to go to the school on one day, but they're not doing that anymore, so we had to go, because the art class actually visits San Quentin and visits the school, the classroom. I like to think of it as there are artists living near me and they happen to be in prison, rather than saying that they're, they're prisoners in prison, they're incarcerated and they just happen to do a little artwork to when you see their work, it's mind-blowing to me. But so that's next month, hopefully. She wanted to come in February, but it didn't happen. So she definitely wants to.
Well, now she can come in person.
Yeah, exactly. So there's the, and so why don't Ellen, you're going to try to find out more information about the banning of books, and if you could even get somebody, like even not for next month, because, well, Jason, if you want to just do a presentation or just come up with ideas, to brainstorm, make a proposal.
Yeah, I'll try to do some mock-ups or something.
Okay, and then maybe we could do. Both of you're very concerned about banning books, so possibly the two of you, or you can work something out and work collaboratively. That would be cool. So that's future projects. And if anybody has any projects, Najara, you were going to do something about, oh gosh, forgot the name. What does it start? The guy that rode a bike, and you wanted to honor him.
You're talking about Major Taylor?
Yeah, Major. Yeah. Is that still a possibility? Because I think I thought it was really cool when you brought it up, and I don't know how. I know that these projects take a lot. Obviously, the rights of the child is like it's huge, and it's like I'll get to that in a few minutes. But it's kind of, we want to do it right, and we want to educate people. We want to figure out, even if you know somebody that knew him. And bring him to this commission and let him speak. Let whoever this person is that may know him in the past and what he did. That would be really cool, because we could put on the agenda this person that may know this famous person, and he's right from Richmond, and give a presentation.
I don't know any people that know Marshall Major Taylor, in person. His birthday is in November 26th.
Okay.
And usually there's a series of rides that happen honoring his life. So maybe planning a presentation in October for that coming up, and adding a list of all of those events that are already happening, and inviting people to join in with those things.
That would be cool, even if you gave a presentation yourself on the history, and like who he is and what he did and what he accomplished.
I could totally do that.
Cool, and then we'll do that in October, and maybe I can get the same editor to write another article about that. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, Major Taylor is super inspiring to me. From going from working at a bike shop and getting a bike and doing stunts outside of the bike shop and doing it as like marketing, and going on to race and really embracing his speed and developing that aspect of himself. He's the fastest cyclist of his time, and during a moment when cycling, particularly that form of cycling, velodrome cycling, was as popular as baseball is today.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he was
right. There's a lot
against all odds.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll ask for updates occasionally, just to make sure, help you. I don't know. I need focus, so I need to be reminded. So I'm projecting there.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
We can talk offline to planning things out some more too.
Yeah, I think it's great, great idea, okay. And unfortunately, Megan's not here today to give her, she wanted to do a presentation on disability rights, and I must say, had the TV on in the background, I'm doing something over here, and there's Megan on channel 28.
Oh.
She's got a video and here in Richmond. Did you see it? Have you seen it? It's really cool.
No, what is it?
It's she's talking about disability rights on this video that she made. I mean, the school, maybe it was a project or something, but it's very good. It's very high quality. And she looks, it's great. It's just fantastic. So I'm hoping,
We should get to see it, no?
That'd be
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, maybe that's what she wanted to present to us, because she said she had a presentation. She has something, so that might have been the video.
Well, just for us to see it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then,
I
there must be a Disability Rights Day that maybe that we could have her presentation at the city council.
We could ask Richard. Richard probably has the video, because it was on channel 28.
Okay.
We can ask Richard. Excellent. We'll find out when Disability
and
Rights
what
Day is.
I don't know if we do something with NIAID.
Oh, I love NIAID, yeah.
You know who they are?
I love NIAID.
Yeah.
I love NIAID.
You know, maybe put up some of their artwork somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. That's good. Good. So Disability Rights Day, find out when, and I did send a couple emails to Megan, but she might be in the middle of, she's very busy and very active, so probably maybe disappointed when she found out. Did she?
Is she in grad school or undergrad? I can't remember.
I don't know. I wasn't sure. I
Okay.
was not sure when, yeah.
I'll reach out to her.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so on the rights of the child, I'll give you the update, which is when I met with Eduardo, I told him about this project of ours. And he is the liaison person for the Youth Commission, and he wants to work with us. He definitely is excited about this, so, and,
Tell me his name again.
pardon me?
The mayor.
The mayor.
Okay.
Yeah, Eduardo. And so I'm gonna reach out to him and figure out, but the teachers settled they had their negotiations and they settled. And, I lost 2 months of emails. And don't ask, it's kind of a weird number of months in the middle of emails to lose, but I somehow did manage. So I need to reconnect with I sent an email to the president, and then he referred me to somebody else, and I wrote an email to that person, and that was right when they were possibly going to strike, and he has not gotten back to me. So he might have gotten back to me, and I might have lost it. It's 2 months.
Oh.
But I will do those two, get back to them, and we've got to, okay, I have got to do this I've got to figure out what the protocol is, because we got to know, do we need to have our fingerprints? Are we going to be tested before we go into the school? All the details, how many people, how many hours are they going to give us? I'm trying to work with the teachers union, because if I get the teachers on board, like I said, I don't want to burden them. It's like everything's such a burden for everyone's plate's overflowing. And I figure if we've got the art teachers from the Richmond Arts Center, and we've got the commissioners and maybe some youth commissioners to go in and teach the rights, the teachers can either take a break, go somewhere else and just take a break and relax, or do some work without having to worry about the classroom. And then we can have kids for an hour or two, or whatever it's going to take. I think we just do it in chunks, because kids' attention span is much less than an adult, so whatever it takes. But so it's still happening. This is my, I don't know. I think it's, when I watch this thing from Israel, they're so far advanced. I mean, they really, other countries have all these rights, and they're conscious of them. And I really want to educate every child in Richmond to know that they have rights, the right to play, the right to feel safe, the right to a decent meal, healthy food, etc. So
Be safe.
to be safe, right?
Israel isn't the first country that comes to mind when I think of human rights. But I mean, neither is the United States.
They have the most right-wing government they've ever had.
I know. Man.
Yeah, right now, right?
There
So
are
have we.
big demonstrations there now against the government.
Mm,
They don't even have a constitution, and they want to appoint the Supreme Court justice. They have no constitution. I just heard that on the way over
They're
here.
trying to mess with the judges, and even all their embassies were on strike.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing that's different than over there than here, they have real debates. They shut down Congress today because they have real debates. Like they have debates like back and forth and back. And it's like they're not afraid to, there's many different parties, there's many different opinions. And it may take longer to muddle through that, but they have the right to express themselves. I kind of look at the Knesset as, and I'd like to, like where I live, I'd like to try to model a community where we can have various points of view and still go out dancing or have a drink or have fun or do something with the person we disagree with. If that's my sort of goal too, is to figure out how we can disagree and still be part of a community. And you know, that's.
you can disagree but still be.
If you figure that out.
I know, but it's. I just heard that the people are in the streets, and it's horrible weather, but they're determined. They are not going to stop. That also is another thing. They're determined. They're very determined, and that the stick-to-itiveness is willing to not give up and go back to work or wherever, and just, you know, there's a lot of passion, which I acknowledge and appreciate. Really, yeah.
It's that time of year again.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing in France, raising the retirement age. And
Yeah.
people are equally as upset about that. But you wouldn't know watching the news.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it for the rights of the child. I will be calling you guys again, Ajari and Jason. We got to get, and Alex, you got me, Alex. I sent an email to Alex, but I'm going to have to keep. I've been sort of kind of out of it, but we got to get back on this, and so I'm committed to doing this and getting all this together for next month. So Carol Newberg, October possible presentation, and that sounds exciting. That would really be cool. It's like a local hero. I think it's our history too. It's Richmond's history. Big deal. Banning books from Ellen, and disability rights. Those are 4 things we got planned here. Okay.
So when we're in this kind of group, how do we know if there is somebody for open forum? They call you, or how does that work?
They come.
They would be here.
They would be
What's
here.
that?
They would be here.
They would be
need
here.
to be
There'd be
here.
somebody out of the community that might have
Oh,
something.
so
that
they
want
know
to say.
that.
Yeah.
So
It was on the
I'm
agenda.
I'm required to post the agenda, and I posted right
Okay.
over here. And
Because when it was on Zoom, you know, they could access it easier, but here, okay, but they know to come.
Yeah. Yeah.
like a
Okay.
city council meeting, if they want to have 2 minutes of expression.
And
Comment.
our liaison knows that we're meeting here.
Melvin.
Oh, yes. I copied Melvin Willis on our email with the agenda and his secretary.
Okay, so he's aware.
Yes.
And he'll come if he can.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I think that's.
He might be the person to work through the disability stuff, and if we were gonna do a Major Taylor presentation at the council, he might be the one to do it.
You're right.
Yeah. He'd be cool. Yeah. He'd help. Yeah.
And regarding the virtual, request for virtual meeting.
Maybe I'll reach out to him. Yeah. He
She is
came,
a valuable member of the
oh, I know.
commission.
I know. He came to my village, and I like the fact that he knocks on doors and talks to people. Like, it's just like very real,
Yeah.
like it. Okay, so that's it. So I'm gonna let you close. I have something to say to Najari after the meeting. Listen,
Okay, so we're ready
we're
to adjourn?
yeah, close the meeting.
Okay, we are adjourning the HRHRC meeting. It is 7:21.
Good to see you all.